Yourself.
Call the Greenwich Township Land Use Board, June 12th meeting to order.
This is a regular meeting of the Land Use Board of the Township of Greenwich. Adequate notice of this meeting has been given in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and that the notice was published in the express times in the Star Ledger newspapers. The notice was posted on the municipal building, bulletin board, and the Township Administration Building in Greenwich Township, New Jersey, and notice was filed with the Township Clerk.
Roll call.
Mr. Scuderi? He is excused. Mr. Beam?
Here.
Mr. Chichillo?
Here.
Mr. Baylor?
He's absent.
Ms. Cullen? Mr. Hill?
Here.
Mr. Blunt?
Here.
Ms. Sherlaw?
Here.
Mr. Bradlaugh?
Here.
Ms. Parker?
Here.
Mr. Graham?
Here.
Mr. Coulter.
Here.
All right, please stand for a flag salute. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, first order of business, request for extension of time. Ebola's request for extension for variances at block 43, lot 3.01, address of 500 State Route 173, application number 2022-22, resolution 02, it's actually a typo. -02, resolution 2023-01.
Okay, so, this, Mr. Boulos.
Yes.
How are you?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Boulos. I just have all the permits. I got everything I need to start the building. I only need extension for 1 year. That's all I need from you.
So, for the record, Mr. Boulos sent in a letter dated April 30th. In the letter, it said the application number was 2022-22. That's where you picked up the typo.
Yeah, I cut and pasted it.
Right. And the underlying approval was granted in resolution 2023-01. First extension you guys granted was 2024-04. At the time of his letter, he said, it was April 30th, and he had a bunch of problems getting a bunch of other governmental permits and approvals and all that sort of stuff. That's why the first extension, and he said, have difficulties obtaining a Warren County driveway permit for the project, so the deadline from that first extension has passed. I asked the board grant another extension so that the driveway approval can be obtained, but that approval for the driveway was obtained.
Yes, everything's done, everything we need to be done. We just need your permission and extension for 1 year.
Yeah, so does anyone have any questions? And the reason I'm not swearing him in for extensions, it's not a formal hearing. Anyone have a problem granting a 1 year extension? Okay, let me further ask, even though the board can't tell the zoning office or the construction official what to do, my suggestion is if someone makes a motion to grant the extension and the extension is granted, that you ask the board secretary to ask the zoning officer and construction official to not wait until the resolution is adopted on the second extension and let them know that the board actually granted it tonight. That's my suggestion. So first, does anyone want to make a motion to grant the extension?
I'll make that motion.
Joe made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Coulter. Ask for roll, yeah, roll call. please.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Chichillo?
Yes.
Mr. Hill?
Yes.
Mr. Blunt?
Yes.
Ms. Sherlaw?
Yes.
Mr. Bradlaugh?
Yes.
Ms. Parker?
Yes.
Mr. Graham?
Yes.
Mr. Coulter.
Yes.
Okay, now, again, you can't direct the zoning officer, but you can direct your board secretary. You guys want to make a motion to direct the board secretary to ask the zoning officer and construction official if they would be so kind as to recognize that the extension was granted tonight for a year, no conditions on the extension. And that hopefully they would then just, do what they got to do to get the permits issued. Anyone want to make?
I'll make the,
So moved?
so moved, I'll make that motion.
And I'll second.
Second on Ms. Parker. Roll call.
Mr. Beam?
Yes.
Mr. Chichillo?
Yes.
Mr. Hill?
Yes.
Mr. Blunt?
Yes.
Ms. Sherlaw,
Yes.
Mr. Bradlaugh,
Yes.
Ms. Parker,
Yes.
Mr. Graham,
Yes.
Mr. Coulter.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank
Have a nice evening.
Okay, so that was a
Well said.
for me
Thank
to
you.
ask the zoning officer
Yeah,
to.
you're gonna ask the zoning officer and the section code official, if they listen, just so you know, the big granted Lewis another year extension on his underlying approval, and would ask if you be so kind, to not wait for next month when the resolution is adopted. And just know that the extension has been granted, so, you know, whatever you gotta do to finish your reviews and all the, obviously, the construction documents are in order to issue permits, but don't wait on a resolution being adopted. Allow them to continue with the process. Without the resolution being adopted, it's not gonna be adopted till next month. Resolution.
Right, okay. Okay, I'll run it by you, I'll do it.
Yeah. Okay,
All right, second piece is the public hearing for the Tinsley project and use board application 2024-04, which I will turn over to Mr. Drill.
right, so. The continued hearing on the application of the Tinsley for preliminary and final site plan. First of all, Paul, is there anyone over there at the alternate site or just you?
No, they're not.
Okay. The continued hearing on the application of the Tinsley for preliminary and final site plan approval, which was scheduled for 7:30 PM this evening in the gym at the Greenwich Elementary School located at 101 Farm Boulevard, has been canceled due to the unavailability of the gym. I digress for a second. At the end of that May hearing, people may remember I said hearings continued without further notice, same place in the gym. Now, after that, recording equipment was shut off, court reporter stopped taking notes, and our board secretary said, hey, we might not be able to have the school. And I said, well, if we don't have the school, we will make an announcement, put a notice up or something like that. Well, that's not part of the record. So one of the objectors said that the notice is now defective. So out of an abundance of caution, there was a back and forth emails with me, the objector's attorney, the applicant's attorney, blah, 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 blah. And the applicant's attorney did the smart thing to not jeopardize what if we went all through these hearings. And what if there was an approval? Notice issue could make the whole thing void. So as a result, the Greenwich Township Land Use Board has scheduled the hearing to continue on the application for the Tinsley during its regularly scheduled meeting to be held on Thursday, July 10 at 7:30 PM in this meeting room at the Township of Greenwich Municipal Building. Because of the possibility that more people will appear at the July 10, 2025 meeting than can be accommodated in the meeting room in the municipal building, an alternate location has been established at the Greenwich Township Emergency Squad Building located at 515 North Main Street, Stewartsville, New Jersey. Video with audio will be provided at this alternate location to allow participation by people who cannot be accommodated in the meeting room at the municipal building. Paul, you're over there right now, as I understand it, at the Greenwich Township Emergency Squad Building. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Can you hear us?
I can.
Can you see us?
I can.
We hear and see you. So what the board secretary is going to do tomorrow, she's gonna send an email out to the applicant's attorney with a copy to me. And she's gonna tell him all the exhibits that he brings for the next hearing session, bring 2 of each. And on the way here, stop at the rescue squad. And by the way, this is Jason's suggestion, which kudos to Jason. He had bonus points, maybe 2 bonus points for that. And he's gonna drop off a set of exhibits over there so that there can be no problem. If you remember when we did the one with the people in the garage, things got a little heated because they couldn't see the exhibits. So this one will be 2 sets of exhibits. Now, the board has also scheduled a special meeting for 7:30 PM on July 31, 2025, to be held in the meeting room at the Township of Greenwich Municipal Building. The purpose of this special meeting is to hear the application of Spark Car Wash, 1305 Route 22, Greenwich Township, Block 26, Lot. Is it just Lot 39 or is it?
No, it's 2 point, whatever I put there, 2.01.
Yeah, well, that didn't make it in here for some reason. That might be me.
Oh,
Lots,
that's on my.
what and what? lot something and 39.
2.01, I think it is.
Okay? For a use variance and preliminary and final site plan approval, and any other applications that have been submitted to the board and that have been deemed complete at least 21 days prior to July 31, 2025, so that Rice, in consultation with the board secretary, I believe there's an application that's been deemed complete. Am I right or wrong?
That is correct on that. Just to back up 1 second, though. Spark is only a use variance. They bifurcated.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
You're right. For a bifurcated use variance,
There is no preliminary final site.
that's no problem.
Yes, the
The
other,
reason I'm reading what I'm reading after I mark it up, this is gonna become the Open Public Meetings Act notice that our board secretary is gonna send to 2 newspapers,
Oh,
okay?
Okay.
And we have plenty of time to do that. Technically, you don't have to do it till 48 hours before the first meeting, July 10. You're gonna take care of this next week in any event,
Oh, yeah.
but this is a good way of vetting this. Now, Bryce, Spark Car Wash would be first on the agenda.
correct.
It's possible that they won't finish that night, although you're right, it's a bifurcated use variance, so there's not gonna be heavy engineering testimony.
Correct.
It's just gonna be a little engineering testimony and heavy planning testimony.
Correct.
So maybe the other application, if you complete your technical review report.
Which
and
is
if-
done.
And if Kendra completes her planning report. Let's say. I don't know, a week before July 10, how much time would you like to get the reports if there's another application? That would be scheduled that night? 7 days enough?
Fine by me.
Yeah.
The second application is Zero Spring Lane Zero Spring Run. It is a variance application, variance plan application.
Is it a C variance?
C variance,
Okay,
bulk variance.
no site plan, no subdivision.
Correct.
Okay, so it's a residential application.
Residential application with a C variance.
Yeah, so it's very possible that you could do both of those applications that night. Okay, I said my bit.
And you guys all had Spark for quite some time.
Yeah, you've had. Do they have this other one?
No, I didn't send that. I just got it the other day.
Yeah, we just sent out Zero,
Spring Run.
Spring Run just yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was.
You just declared it complete yesterday?
Yes.
Oh, okay, the board has 120 days from yesterday to decide.
Understood.
Okay,
It's a very simple application.
okay, so I know Kendra from now until June 30th is gonna be incredibly busy, so it might be smart not to schedule Zero Run. But you guys and Kendra can talk about it. You guys decide what you wanna do about it. Doesn't matter to me.
I think July 31st is, I think July 10th is aggressive.
July 31st.
July 31st is.
Yeah, I think that's
I
good
think that
too,
should-
because I don't think anyone's gonna wanna share.
Yeah,
Okay.
simply because it's gonna be a lot on the 10th with Tinsley.
Yeah,
And
Okay,
having the special meeting on the 31st for Spark and then putting in that other one, that makes more sense.
okay,
Because Tinsley will not be on the 31st.
there you go. That's it.
Bryce, what was meant by bifurcated? Are they coming back a second time
If the board grants the use variance, then they file
for the
a
site?
preliminary and final site plan application and come back, only if
And
the
that,
board grants the use variance.
that's.
Yeah, bifurcated means they split the application.
Right,
That way they don't spend a lot of effort, and energy and money. If the use variance is not granted, then why go for a site plan? It's-
right.
Thank you.
There's no minutes.
Yep, there's no minute to approve. Again, our next meeting will be on July the 10th. And last we had is motion for adjournment.
Motion.
Mr. Colton, seconded by Mr. Cello. Very good. We're all in favor?
Right.
Forgot about that.
No opposed? All right. That concludes at 7:44.
Gary, you go down as the chairman.
Yeah, we know that. I run enough meetings already.
Put Mark in the same.
Say, Gary, you and I gavel.
All right, Paul knows I like my gavel.
Yeah.
My union ones. Zero.